Hi everyone, for tonight's Nightcap and review, I'm having water, and tonight I'll be discussing Soul Obsession by Kalista Neith. This is a book I received as an ARC, but of course I'm giving my honest opinion. These are the highlights and the content warnings. My rating for this book is 4 stars, so what's it about? So this book is about Astrid, who is a princess who has always known that she and her virginity were a commodity that were going to be traded for the benefit of her kingdom. As much as her family likes to utilize her talents without giving her the credit, she is in the end a woman who cannot inherit the throne. Those talents include her soul-weaving magic that have been used for the longevity and success of her country. No one was immune from her magic. That is until a soul-drinking assassin turned up with her fiancé, who ended up decimating not just her parents, but her advisors and taking her as a war prize, but not for her betrothal, but rather the soul-drinking assassin. The assassin's name is Dimitri, and he is a death spirit who drinks souls but has grown tired of the taste it leaves in his mouth as fear taints the soul. That is until he tries Astrid's malicious soul and becomes obsessed with its sublime taste. So he takes her and vows that she will never escape him. Now, just because Astrid was taken, that doesn't mean she's going to give in to her captor, but rather she will continue to fight and plot against him, as she sees this as just a rough path that fate has laid out for her to get through in order to get to her goal of ruling her kingdom. But over time, she starts to see that Dimitri may in fact have been a sword laid in her path that she must now wield against any who would stand against her. That is, if they could survive one another. So what are my thoughts? Again, I'm giving this 4 stars. I really enjoyed this book, and I will say it was such a fun concept to be about two morally charcoal villains. I definitely enjoyed it. I will say, however, I did enjoy the second half of the book a little bit more than I did the first half of the book. And that is because this is a high spice book, and as it listed as a trigger, threats of sexual violence is high in this book. And I will say I am a plot girly who enjoys spice, but I enjoyed the second half of the book a little bit more because it was the perfect blend of spice and plot for me, while the first one was definitely where a lot of the spice was where that was. And so much so for me, it got in the way of the plot a little bit and also became a little repetitive. They would be going along with the plot, then Astrid would insult Dimitri and he would threaten her with violence, usually anal, and then they would be off to do the spices, and then the plot would start up again, then the insult came, then the threat came, and then the spice came, and just rinse and repeat. I had no problem with it. Like I said, I did enjoy the book as a whole. It's just a personal preference, and I did prefer the second half because then I got the perfect mix of the two. Now for our characters, you have Astrid, our female main character, who I absolutely adored. She is a badass princess who is taking prisoners, taking them apart, and playing with them. She is also very smart in trying to plot out how she's going to take down her rival country, as well as people within her own country who are standing in her way of her getting to her throne. I loved her. She is kick-ass. Now with Dimitri, you're going to have some mixed feelings because yes, he did some bad things to the people around Astrid, to Astrid herself, but once you see his inner thoughts, you realize he just needs someone to love him. Overall, I did enjoy the book and I enjoyed the characters as well. And when the plot was plotting, I was happy and had a great time. This book will be available May 17th, so definitely check it out as long as you're okay with the high spice and content warnings. And I hope everyone has a good night and happy readings.